Are you ready to achieve all of your goals in 2020? All of your English goals? I mean, are you ready to sound like a native English speaker? Well, in order to do that, you must have a plan. Now, your plan must include 4 sections. If you want to really speak like a native English speaker, you need to have these 4 sections. And I'm going to teach you all 4 today. I'm Teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. All right, here are the 4 sections: set, design, achieve, and review. So first, set. What you want to do is set all of your goals for the year. In this section, you will organize all of the goals you want to achieve for the year. You will break down each goal and see what you need to do each month, each week, and each day of the year in order to achieve each English goal. Now, when I say this is so important, this is the most important thing you need to do. You need to start by listing out the goals you have for the year. Now, you'll notice I have a little bump above my eye. I had a negative reaction to some medicine I took, some supplements I took. So don't worry, I'm okay and it'll go away. But it is what it is. We have to keep going on with class. So again, you're going to set your goals. Now, let me show you exactly how to do this, okay? So here's what you're going to do. This is the page. On this page, you need to write the 10 to 20 specific English goals you have for this year. You can also pick some from the goal suggestions below. Remember to also include the exact number you would like to achieve for each individual goal. Now, I need to stress this point. When you are setting goals and you want to achieve something, you need to be very specific. So what's your big goal for the year? So, for example, I have memorize 1,000 English vocabulary words, or read 5 English books, or even have a conversation with 12 native English speakers. All of these things are possible, but you have to write them down. So let me show you what mine looks like, okay? So my planner, if I was a student, again, here's my page for yearly goals. And I wrote, number 1, read 4 English books. But you see that I actually wrote out how many pages. I wrote about 200 pages plus per book, which equals 800 pages. Now, why is this important? There needs to be a number associated with each goal. And this is going to be important as we move forward because we're breaking down the goals by year, month, week, and day. Okay, so keep following along. So first goal, read 4 English books. Then I have memorize 2,000 vocabulary words. Again, the number 2,000. Number 3, watch 25 English movies. Remember, these are my yearly goals, okay? So these are the yearly goals you will set for yourself, okay? Next, talk to 25 native English speakers. And finally, give 12 speeches in English, all right? So now after I've done that, I need to move on to the next page in my journal, in my planner. On this page, you need to break down your yearly goals into 12 equal parts. These 12 parts represent the 12 months of the year. So you'll be able to see what you need to do each month in order to achieve your yearly goals. Remember, I said I'm giving you the tool you need to accomplish and achieve all of your goals for 2020, all of your English goals. So again, I said you already have your yearly goals. Now you need to divide them by 12, representing the 12 months. So let me show you the equation, all right? So look at the bottom right here. We have equation and example. So total number of the individual yearly goal divided by 12, representing 12 months, equals the number you need to do each month. So at the bottom, I put 1,020 vocabulary words in a year, and divided that by 12 means I need to memorize 85 vocabulary words each month. Suddenly, it seems very easy to accomplish this goal, right? Because 1,020 vocabulary words, whoa, that's a lot. But 85 vocabulary words a month, that's not that bad. This is why it's so powerful to use these formulas I'm giving you so that you can set up your planner for the year, okay? So let's see what mine would look like. Here we go. So again, I have my planner, monthly goals. So again, number 1, read 4 English books, and I said each one needs to be 200 or more pages, which equals 800. which means divided by 12 will be 66.66. Now, you'll see I did the same thing for number 2, 3, 4, and 5. But what you'll also notice is there are decimals. Don't worry. Depending on the number you choose, when you start dividing, the numbers may start to look a little complicated. But look at my screen again. You can round these numbers up or down a bit. So instead of 66.66, I can say 67. Instead of 166.66, I can say 167. So again, you can do the same thing. You can round up or down, okay, depending on the number you want to use, okay? All right, now after you've done that, we need to move on to the weekly goal. So this is what's going to happen. On this page, you need to break down your monthly goals into 4 equal parts. These 4 parts represent the 4 weeks of each month. So you will be able to see what you need to do each week in order to achieve your yearly goals. You see how we're going step by step. Went from our main yearly goal to now monthly, right before this one, now we're at weekly. So again, let's look back at the equation. The equation is total number of the individual monthly goal divided by 4, representing 4 weeks, equals number, the number you're going to do each week, okay? So remember I had 85. So 85 vocabulary words in a month divided by 4 equals 21.25 vocabulary words each week. Come on now, 21.25 vocabulary words a week, that's not that bad. The number is getting smaller and smaller. And as long as you follow these equations, you will be able to achieve all of your goals. So again, let's see what my planner looks like, okay? So in my planner right here on my page, again, I wrote down all the information. Number 1, read 4 English books. Number 2, memorize 2,000 vocabulary words. Number 3, watch 25 English movies. Well, let's look at number 2. We started off with 2,000 vocabulary words. But again, remember we broke it down. So now we're at 167 divided by 4, right? Remember, we're looking at my personal goal, not from the previous example, my personal goal that I wrote in my planner, okay? So it says 67 divided by 4 equals what? 167 divided by 4 equals 41.75, and I rounded up to 42. So that means each week, in order to accomplish my goal of 2,000 vocabulary words a year, I need to memorize 42 English vocabulary words a week. Again, not that bad. But now we have one more step. We need to see the weekly, okay? So again, going back to my screen, right? Remember, we're still in the first section, right? So here we go. Daily goals. On this page, you need to break down your weekly goals into 7 equal parts. These 7 parts represent the 7 days of each week. So you will be able to see what you need to do each day in order to achieve your yearly goals. Again, the equation, total number for the weekly goal divided by 7, representing 7 days, equals the number for each day. So again, from the previous example on the page, we had 21.25 divided by 7 equals 3.03. Now again, what we're going to do is go back to my planner and see what I wrote, okay? So here we go. Again, here's my planner. And let's look again at number 2. You know what? Let's look at number 4. Talk to 25 native English speakers, all right? So you see it says 0.14, right? So again, I can round that up to 1, or I can prepare for the next week. Or let's see, for example, memorizing the vocabulary words. Well, now it's moved down to 6 per day. Again, it all depends on the total number you chose for your yearly goal, okay? All right, so now let's go back to my screen because now we need to move on to the next section. These sections are so important, okay? So moving on to the next section. Our next section is design. What you're going to do now is design your weekly schedule. In this section, you will look at your weekly schedule in detail and decide how you would like to organize your days. You will decide when you want to study and for how long. This will help you remain organized each day of the week. So why is this important? You see, there are some days that you are busier than others. Let's say, for example, you work Monday to Friday, but Mondays are your busiest days, and Thursdays and Fridays are your lightest days. you need to arrange your schedule so that you know on which days you can study English more. This is going to help you be more relaxed, to not feel so stressed about, I should have studied English more today. Well, if you have a schedule, you don't have to be stressed because you know on Thursdays and Fridays, you can study a little bit longer than on Mondays. So let me show you how to do this, okay? So back to my screen. Now, here we go. So you're going to see these pages, weekly schedule timetable. On these pages, you need to organize your schedule for each day and decide what you will focus on. You can block off sections for work, meals, and other tasks. This will give you the ability to see when you actually have time to study on certain days. So the daily breakdown, looking at the page, the day starts at 6 a.m. This is just the way that I decided to break down the planner. But again, you can get the planner I'm explaining, you can get it. The link is right here, and you can also get the link in the description. But if you choose to do your own, that's fine. But my advice is to get the planner because I've already set it up for you. Now, this day starts at 6 a.m., broken down into 1-hour time slots, and then the day ends at 10 p.m. So let's see my day. Here we go. So we're looking at Mondays, and I say, well, on Mondays from 7 to 8, it's family dinner time. I have dinner with my family. But from 8 to 9, I want to journal. I want to write in my journal about my day in English. So I'm writing right here that on Mondays from 8 to 9, I'm not doing anything else but focusing on writing in English in my journal, okay? Then we have from 9 to 10, I'm showering and getting ready for bed. But then I also have, what's the special focus for Mondays? I put journal writing. That means on Mondays, I'm focused on writing in my journal. I'm looking at my journal right here. Again, if I was an English student, Mondays are for journal writing. Mondays aren't for watching videos in English. It's not important for me to worry about that. If I do that, that's okay, but I want to make sure that I've written in my journal. That's what you need to do. You need to focus on certain things for specific days, okay? So now moving on, what we're going to do next is we need to achieve. This is the next section, section 3. Achieve your goals by following your plan. In this section, you will start taking action. Each day of the week for the next 52 weeks, you will document your goals, important events, new English terms, new English tips, and also your personal ideas about your day, all in English. Here's the deal. You want to speak in English. You want to sound like a native English speaker, and you are amazing. You're watching this video. You've taken the time to actually study and get books, but you don't know what to do. You don't know how to move forward in 2020. You don't really know how to achieve your goals. Well, this is what you need to do because this is going to break down each day. You're going to be able to write down notes. So let me show you how you're going to do this for each day. Here we go. So you're going to start off looking at your month at a glance. On this page, you can write down any important events that will happen during the month. These events may affect your study plan, so you can adjust your schedule by planning ahead of time. This page will also help you see your month at a glance. For example, write down important events, write down special programs you want to watch, and write down special meetings or conversations. So let me show you my calendar. So for January 2020, this week, today is January 5th. Sunday, I have this week blocked off. You can see, okay, January 5th, I have a dinner meeting with my best friend. January 8th, going to the movies to see a Hollywood movie. January 10th, one-on-one call with my English teacher. And January 11th, a business trip. Now, why is it important to do this first? You see, this is going to help you to know, wait a minute. I know that on the 8th, I'm going to go watch a movie, but then on the 11th, I'm going on a business trip. That means you're going to be busy. So you need to rearrange your schedule a bit for your English study plan. So if you want to memorize, let's say 42 vocabulary words a week, you know that on the 11th, when you go to your business trip, you're probably going to be too busy to memorize words. And when you go to the movies, you're probably not going to have time either. So instead of memorizing words on those days, you can share them to the other days. Make sense? So that's why this is so important to see your month at a glance first, okay? Now, after you do this, what you're going to do is look at your week at a glance. On this page, you can write down the 3 main goals you have for the week. You can also jot down the goals you set in the set section. This page will help you see your week at a glance and help you stay focused. Top weekly goals section. So pick the 3 goals that you want to focus on the most. These top 3 goals can change each week. And all of your goals are important, but these are special at the top of the page. So here's my page. Here we go. So I said my top 3 goals. Again, we're looking at the week of January 5th to January 11th. I said my top 3 goals. Here we go. Write 3 comments in English, either on Instagram, Facebook, and or YouTube. Number 2, memorize 5 new English slang. Remember, you guys that follow me on Instagram, I teach you guys slang each and every day. So again, I'll put it on the screen really quickly. If you want to follow me on Instagram, here is my Instagram handle right here, my channel. But again, you can set your top 3 goals for the week. Now, my third goal, watch a TED Talk and take notes. Now, your weekly goals, your top 3 weekly goals can change each week. Remember, these are things you're like, hey, this week, I kind of want to do this. This is something special I want to do this week, okay? Now, after you do that, let me show you what you need to do next. You need to look at your daily English study. On these pages, you need to write what you actually do each day. You can highlight the goals you achieve, summarize your day using the 5 W's. Remember the 5 W's? Everybody remember the lesson we did? Who, what, when, where, and why. And then you can even take notes about the new vocabulary, expressions, and idioms you learn. So, section breakdown. On this page, you can see top is for goals, the middle section is for daily summary and new information, and the bottom is for notes and tips. So, here we go. Again, this is what my planner would look like, okay? Wednesday, January 8th, looking at the middle part about my day, the 5 W's. So, for who, I wrote, my coworker. What? We ate lunch together. When? From 11:30 to 12:30. Where? At a restaurant near my office called Little Italy. Why? We both wanted Italian food for lunch. Why is this important? You see, I didn't write a full paragraph. I just wrote notes that filled in the 5 W's. If you do this every day, you will start thinking in English. But you see, it's not stressful. You're not writing full sentences, you're just writing details. So again, this planner was created to help you start to think in English like a native English speaker. And if you continue to do this on a regular basis, you will start to think in English and eventually sound like a native English speaker. Okay? All right, so let's move on to the next section. Again, how you can achieve your goals and have a plan for 2020. So the next thing is the weekly review. Again, very important. On this page, you can write down the 3 main things you learned during the week and the 3 things you would like to improve the following week. The goal is for you to analyze your habits and English study patterns. This will help you improve faster. Now, I want to emphasize this. Even though you study alone, even though you feel like you need a partner, which is important, you can still analyze yourself. You can see, hey, what did I do last week that was good? And what did I do that maybe I shouldn't do that again? You can analyze your English journey, okay? So here we go. Some important tips at the bottom. Think about what you enjoyed learning the most. Think about what you disliked the most. And think about how you can do better moving forward. So let's say for me, for example, weekly review. What do you want to improve next week? Well, I wrote, I want to stop using subtitles in my language when I watch a video. Number 2, I want to stop saying sorry for my English pronunciation. And number 3, I want to review the words I learned before I go to sleep at night. Again, I'm making notes like, hey, next week, I want to change some things. Now, when you write it down, you will actually make the change the following week. That's why it's so important for you to follow this plan, okay? All right, so after you do that, here's the next step. Review the final section. Review the English resources you used. In this section, you will list the various English resources you use along your journey throughout the year. You will write down the podcasts, blogs, YouTube videos, books, movies, shows, websites, and other resources that have helped you. So let's say, for example, here we go. On these pages, like I said, you need to write the information down and you can document everything that you use, podcasts, blogs. Now, important information. Remember to write the title or the name. Remember that you can review them and share them. And remember to also include suggestions from others. Why is this important? For example, right now you're watching my video. I'm teacher Tiffani. You enjoy my classes. I enjoy being your teacher. But there are also many other amazing English teachers online. Well, document, write those teachers down, write their YouTube channels down, then write the books you read. What will happen is you will actually begin to create kind of your own English library. So when somebody else comes and says, hey, where did you learn that? You open your planner, let me tell you. And you can tell them exactly where you learned a certain piece of information. Okay, so let's look at my planner and let me show you what it would look like. So here we go. I said blogs and articles. So I said number 1, 10 ways to say bye in English. What I learned, see you later. Now I taught this actually on my Instagram channel. See ya or see you later. It just means goodbye. But again, something new that you learned. So I wrote it down and I wrote the date. Number 2, Valentine's Day gift ideas. Okay. And then the most popular gift is chocolate. Next, how to get fit in 3 months. 3 great ab exercises. Now you'll notice that that last one has nothing to do with English. Instead, it's about exercise. The point is you can read any article, excuse me, as long as it's in English. It can be about something you're interested in, but write it down. Later on, you realize, whoa, I've really learned a lot this year. I really read a lot this year. And you can review and see exactly and chart your progress throughout the year, okay? So this is why it's so important to follow the planner, okay? Now, this is the planner for 2020, and you can get yours. I want you to achieve all of your English goals this year. So I created this planner just for you. All you have to do is click the link in the description. Now, for the next 7 days, it's only $19.99, but the sale is going to end after 7 days. I want you to achieve your goals, but you need this planner in order to actually set up your goals. I want you to have this plan. So again, click the link in the description. I really hope you enjoy this lesson. Remember, if you can't print it out, it's okay. All you have to use is Adobe PDF Reader or also another program, and you can write in it on your device, okay? I hope you enjoyed, and hey, let's accomplish and achieve all of your goals and all of our goals this year. I'm teacher Tiffani. Hey, let's jump right in. You know I didn't forget. It's story time. Okay, guys, I'm really enjoying this story time. So, all right, for today's story, it's actually connected to the planner because as I was creating this planner for you guys, I realized something. I've actually always been like this. And let me explain. So, when I was in grade school, I can remember all the way back to when I was about 11 years old. I've always made planners, always. I made planners to study for tests all the time. But the story I want to tell you about is about when I was in college. So when I was in college, I was intelligent, I was smart, but I was, a regular student when it comes to, hanging out and everything. But one thing about me, I think that people always remembered was I was smart, but I always tried to help everybody else. In my mind, we need to all succeed together. It's not about only one person. It's about all of us succeeding together. So every time we had a test, I would literally create a planner. Yeah, literally. So the planner would include, 200 questions with the answers and explanations for the exam. So people would literally call me and try to contact me before the test so that they could get the planner. And I always gave it to them because I wanted other students to also do well in the exam. But one night, so I'm an early bird. You guys kind of know, those that have messaged me, I get up very early in the morning, which means I go to bed very early. My bedtime normally is 9 p.m. I'm just an early bird. So anyways, when I had an exam, I would usually go to bed around 8:30 because I would get up the next morning around 3 or 4 a.m. to study in the morning because I think really clearly in the morning. So anyways, I went to sleep and I told my roommate, I'm going to bed. So yeah, if anybody calls, please, just let them know I'm sleeping. So I'm knocked out. Knocked out means gone. I was asleep. And my roommate comes in and says, Tiff. Now, I wake up easily, so I'm not a grumpy person when I wake up. So I said, yeah, what's up? Now, I was asleep, but I woke up. She said, somebody's on the phone. He's trying to get in contact with you. And I was like, who? There was a guy in my class, and he didn't necessarily study a lot, but he knew that I had the plan for the test. And he had called, it was like 10:30, 11 p.m. at night, and he wanted to get the planner. Now, this is the night before the test. I'm super sleepy. I have to wake up the next day. But because he needed it, I got up and I found a way for him to get the plan because I also wanted him to pass. And he was able to pass the test because he used the planner that I made. And again, like as I was making this planner for you guys, I thought about it. I was like, man, I really enjoy helping people accomplish and achieve their goals, and I enjoy seeing the results. So I just felt like telling you guys that story because I never forgot it because he passed. He was very grateful, and I continued to make planners every single test, and I handed them out to all of my classmates. So I hope you enjoyed that story, guys. Again, remember you can get your planner by clicking the link in the description. The next 7 days is $19.99, but after that, the price will go up. But I want you to achieve your goals in 2020. I'll talk to you next week. As always, remember to speak English. Bye.